Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We hope you'll come back again and again and again. Hit subscribe, ding the little bell over there. Get notified when we have new interviews with artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creative minds of all kinds. We are here the final day of MegaCon 2019, and we're hanging out with photographer Greg Larro. Greg, how are you, man?
Doing good.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Been a busy weekend?
Oh yeah, very busy.
You know, one of the things that I know you really specialize in is doing these cosplay photos and photographing these models in all kinds of costumes. How long have you been, doing shoots like that?
Since about 2012 was about when I started. Just on like a cell phone, like an old iPhone.
Pop it, yeah.
Yeah, I got an iPhone. And I was like, well, this can shoot kind of well, so I'll learn. And I had a friend who did it.
When the first iPhone generation came out there, when DSLR cameras were still like 12 megapixels.
Yeah.
And they came out with an iPhone. It was like 14 megapixels. And my phone has more than my,
And I was tagging along with a friend of mine who was a photographer, and I was helping him, but I was also like kind of trying to learn a little bit, pick up some things.
Yeah.
And then I ended up later helping clean out a storage unit, and we found an old film camera that still worked. An old Nikon from like the late 60s.
Great way to learn, right? Using that stuff.
So I still use that camera.
That's awesome.
For every once in a while, I'll try to throw a roll of film in it and shoot a roll. But that's how I learned how to like do the settings, do everything manual. And all
awesome,
that.
Man.
And then worked up to a DSLR, and then started picking up more shoots.
Now, when you're not, on the circuit here, on the cons or whatever, do you have a studio where the models come in to you, or do you meet in different places?
It depends on the project. Sometimes I'll shoot I have all my gear able to transport, so like all my lights can fit in a duffel bag. So I'll go to we could take an apartment or somebody's house or a backyard if there's like a place to plug in.
That's fantastic.
Any number of places. And then I've also done shoots where I've had to hike like several miles out into the woods. So it just depends on what we're doing.
That's fantastic. What is the most unusual shot that you've been asked to pick up? That PG-13 shot. Because Greg works for you. You're a model. You want a good photographer. Greg will work for you in all scenarios. But PG-13, most unusual location or shot that you've had to get.
It was interesting. Like this year we did the Star Wars Day thing.
Yeah.
And it also corresponded with, and I think it fits PG-13 because there was nothing showing.
Yeah.
But it fit with, it was on the same day as World Naked Gardening Day, so we decided to combine the two.
I saw some of those shots, man, from a good friend at the show here, model and cosplayer Amelia Poole. And I saw some of the shots that you guys worked together on. Those were kind of cool.
Yeah, we had like plants.
Little geekery, little gardening, you're right. There
was nothing actually
showing.
No,
it wasn't overly risque, but it was just a wonderful
plants
shot.
all up in front and everything, blocking everything, and then pruning a plant with a lightsaber.
That was the old definition of that's art. That's the difference between just there you are and photography.
Right.
Art, taking a shot and knowing what to do with stuff.
Yeah, it's just suggestion.
Yes, and it's super sexy compared to anything else. That's what a good, So, when you're doing cosplay shoots, right? Most difficult subjects.
Groups,
yes.
Really, honestly, groups, because every time I've shot a group, it's almost every single shot, one person blinks.
Oh.
Out of like 5 or 6 people, one will blink.
So that's like you need like 7 shots to find one good one.
Right, so I end up taking like 7 or 8 and then hoping for the best. I did do one shoot here last year, actually, between 2 people. And I ended up having, because of just little differences and things that didn't really work, I had to combine 3 different shots, like take a hand from here and then take this person's body and this person, and it ended up being 3 different shots all combined to make one work.
Now you just said, do you do all your own post work, your own editing work, things like that?
Yeah, I do. I do everything from beginning to end.
From beginning to end.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like that, biggest challenges in post for especially cosplay shots.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes the cosplays are amazing, the model might be spectacular, but availability of good places to take shots around here is hard.
Lighting
I know you do
is
a
the
lot
most difficult.
Of lighting. Yeah.
Lighting, especially in the convention centers when you're doing like convention shoots, convention cosplays. Like when I can control it in a studio or even in just natural light outside, it's a lot easier. But in a convention, it's a lot of like fluorescent lighting or just very flat, cold lighting.
I've noticed that fluorescent lighting and LED lighting, they tend to turn your shots gray-blue, they drown out the color, green.
Or black backdrops, like a lot of the black curtains that'll be around, or the dark walls and things, they'll just suck the color right out.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to really play with it for a while.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite thing to work with in post when you're working with shots? Do you like to play with backgrounds, or do you like to play with different lighting effects, or what
Sometimes the lighting effects. I like to. It's fun when I do, like, say, Star Wars shoots and I get to do like lightsabers and things. I get to do special effects a little bit. I don't like doing like a lot of extensive effects, but when I get to do something that I know is going to look cool.
Well, you don't want to alter the original shot.
Right.
That you work so hard to get.
I just want to enhance it a little bit. But when I get to do those little minor enhancements, like maybe make Superman's eyes glow a little bit, or those little minor things that I can send it to the cosplayer and they're like, "Oh my God, what'd you do?"
Oh, look. Behind the scenes, it looks like she's writing a question. No, she's not writing a question because she doesn't care what we have to say. She's going to let us talk no matter what. Okay, so is that a challenge when you're on location, finding the right spot, finding the right lighting, finding the right,
It can be.
Do you pre-schedule your models to come in at certain times, or do you try to pick them up on the floor, or how do you work that?
With here, a lot of times it falls to luck with conventions because everybody's got their own crazy schedules with panels and whatever. Sometimes I'll try to schedule them ahead of time if I can. So I'll talk to them ahead of time, like let them know, hey, I'm going to be there. You know, especially if it's somebody I've worked with before. We're like, hey, I'm going to be around. If you want to meet up, tell me what days you're doing what, and we'll see if we can make something work. And then other times, sometimes I just happen to run across them. I'm like, oh, hey, you're here. Cool, let's go shoot.
Let's do this. Yeah, let's go do this.
You know, we happen to have some time, so let's run and do it.
You prefer to shoot in here or outside, or
lobby or outside, just because you get
more control.
Natural light is a lot better. In here, if I have to, is fine. You're going to end up with a ton of people in the background or in the foreground because sometimes I'll just walk right through.
When you're looking for a new model or whatever, right? What are your favorite subjects? Your favorite cosplays? Your favorite? What are you looking for when you're looking around?
A lot of times I like to look for cosplays that I know, at least have an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
Because I do like to, like, when I can do like enhancements or anything I can do to help to kind of with the photo to make it look unique.
Yeah.
It's easier to do that with stuff that I at least have an understanding of what the subject matter is. So like the DC and Marvel superheroes, or even some of the other comic heroes.
Yeah, because there are a lot of cosplays out there. Sometimes I have to look twice and I'm like, I still don't know what that is.
Yeah, like I'm not hugely familiar with a lot of anime.
It's an awesome cosplay. Or a great model. They've done a good job of putting it together.
Look fantastic. I have no idea what you are. You look fantastic.
You look amazing, but I don't know what. You get to see all the cosplays and all the stuff that around the con because that's what you're looking at, right? So, let's say this year's circuit, MegaCon in particular, but anywhere else, most frequently encountered cosplay.
I've seen a lot of Thor from Endgame. I've seen probably like 5 or 6 per day.
Yeah.
It might have been the same guy a few times. I'm not sure, but I definitely saw a bunch of them.
It's late enough by the time you see this interview that we can spoil it. That's the Fat Thor.
Yeah, it's the Lebowski Thor.
The Lebowski Thor, yeah. That's pretty... It has been popular, though, this year. It really has. Yeah. So, how far do you normally have to travel or go for a show or for a shoot? Do you stay in the Orlando area?
Generally in the Orlando area, although I do go to Dragon Con every year in Atlanta. So
awesome. That's a great place to find subjects. Yeah.
And locations too, because like Centennial Park is amazing, and then you have several parks in that general vicinity that are walking distance.
And
that
because
are
it's Dragon Con, even when you're in the park, no one stares at you funny because it's like, hey, this has been going on all through the city.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, where can people find you online to inquire about your photos or to find, if they're looking for a photographer?
Primarily, a lot of my communications done through Instagram.
Okay.
I have a link at the top there with all my relevant sites attached to it. Greg Larro.
At Greg Larro on Instagram, you can find him. We're going to actually make this really easy for you. All you have to do is click. We're going to put those links down below in the description so you can find Greg Larro online. Go on over and check out some of these shots, guys. He's got cosplay photos. He's got, stills of all kinds. I mean, you shoot everything.
I kind of just shoot whatever I can, whatever interests me at the time.
Artists have got to do their art, and a photographer, you got to take pictures.
Yeah.
If a picture pops out, what is the picture that you've been like, you know, driving somewhere or going somewhere or just sitting around the house and all of a sudden you've seen the shot you just had to run and get your camera for? What's the one that grabbed your, it's been that moment?
Well, a lot of times, a lot of my shoots that I have like that have that like epiphany moment.
Yeah.
It's not something I can just run and get my camera for. Cause I'm like, oh, I got to plan this. I got to go get this, that, and something else. Make a list. What do I need for this?
Yeah. What popped into your
I mean, I had some projects recently that were kind of very like makeup heavy. So I actually had like a friend help. Like we had a makeup artist, Ann Bellinger, helped us with makeup, and then we did these. Elemental-based ones that were really cool.
Sweet, yeah.
And then and the model Tanya Wheelock was great for that. She had so much patience to deal with us for the day. Yeah, because it was a ton. It was a ton of work.
But guys, we're gonna put links in the description down below. She's gonna shake the shut up card at me over and over again until we acquiesce. So we will. Thank you to our partners and friends. Rick Shea over at Famous Space Coast Comic, Indie Originals, and IndieCon 2019 is coming up. Jay Bauer Art, Josh Bauer for all the wonderful art that's on the walls here. Krypton Radio at the Foxwood Wine Company because we love these comfy chairs. And our good friend, author Yvonne Mason at Off the Chain Radio. Thank you guys for sharing these videos. We hope you will be one of those. Share this video, share this creator, check out these photos, go on over on the internet and check them out. We've been hanging with Greg Larro, a photographer over here at MegaCon 2019. Continue to log in, continue to check in, and see who we're hanging with next. That's it, man. Thank you. Easy peasy.
Yep.